Today we will start this course, moral values, human values and ethics. So the life has some goal. Human life is not equivalent to life of animals, which only their goal is only to feed and survive. So therefore it is important to have some morals and ethics. So the basis of morals uh, in humans are uh, based on what do you believe in, what do you care about, what is the purpose of your life, what motivates you, are you a spiritual kind of person. So this kind of questions everybody asks from himself, and it gives some inspiration to have morals and ethics in their life. As far as students are concerned, they can ask why they are in the college, what is the purpose uh, for which they joined the college or university. So, and how do you judge anything wrong and right. So all these questions can be uh, answered by uh, based on morals and ethics. So let's start the first topic in this course, that is universal expressions. What are the universal expressions? So happiness and prosperity are universal expressions. I mean, means what people aspire or desire to achieve throughout the world. So throughout the world, people desire to achieve happiness and prosperity. So what is happiness? Happiness is a mental state of well-being characterized by emotions of intense joy and good life. Or it can also be called a set of feelings which are able to uh, accept effortlessly and normally. Uh, uh, for example, trust, respect, uh, being confident about your future and about your life. So this kind of feeling gives the state of happiness. Next is, what is prosperity? Prosperity is the feeling of having more than the requirement of material things or physical facilities. So whatever your material requirement or physical facilities are there, if you are uh, if you can fulfill them, then you are prosperous. So it has two components: identification of physical facilities or material things, desired material things or physical facilities. Second, availability of those. Uh, so this is a relative term. No, even a person who has a lot of money cannot be prosperous if he has more requirement. His desires are of having physical facilities is more. But a person who have only medium amount of resources or low amount of resources or physical facilities can also be prosperous if the desire or the identified requirements are less. So the limit to our desires is the limit to desire to our desire of for physical facilities is the way to prosperity. So what are the different what these moral values and this what is the significance of values and ethics in our life. They cause the social integration. The society remains integrated through morals and ethics only. They bring consistency in the behavior of individuals. Uh, they becomes an integral part of an individual personality of an individual. Uh, they are based on beliefs, emotions, actions, and desires. So they also this our ethics and our values governs our emotions, beliefs, actions, behavior, and our desires. And this morals tries to maintain the social order. In the absence of moral values and ethics, there will be a chaos in the society. So, if you see what is the definition of ethics, so ethics is a branch of philosophy that deals with the systemizing, defending, and recommending the concept of right or wrong conduct. Ethical code of conduct is the written ethics. So, ethical code of conduct instruct us on what we ought or ought not to do. Typical ethical theories or ethical codes include basic principles that are intended to be used to guide conduct. So, what is the role of religious beliefs in ethics? So, for those of us who have religious beliefs, often these beliefs are intimately tied to our values and to the ethical principles we accept. But it would be unreasonable to say that uh, ethics are simply religious value or ethical values are simply religious values, because the things are more complex. Uh, it is correct that most of the religions make people ethical. They teach the values, most of the religions, but uh, sometimes the religious values get in conflict with ethical values. Uh, and one more thing that during ethics, uh, we should also consider the importance of others' opinions, and others' opinions also matter. We should try to make efforts to understand others' opinions and beliefs. So, so this was the definition and importance of ethics. Now, human values. The definition of human values is that principle, standard, conviction, and beliefs that people adopt as their guidelines in their daily activities. In Hindi, they are called sanskar, or a set of beliefs. They exist in the mind and they are translated into the action. Whatever we do, that are based on our values. They are the foundation of for the attitude and help us interpret what is wrong and what is right. Values can be universal, culture specific, or society specific. So, uh, universal values are, for example, honesty, speaking truth. These are universal values. Everywhere we are taught uh, this kind of values. But culture specific values are like uh, in some culture it is told that the grown up children should earn for their for themselves, not to ask from parents, or uh, in some cultures it is taught to be more competitive, and even the honesty and truthfulness is lost during that competition. Some example of values are related to, they can be the values can be related to anything like politics, religion, being of service, education, money, career, family, friends, respect, leisure, etc. So there are different kind of values: the moral values, aesthetic values, intrinsic values, uh, extrinsic values, performance values, instrumental values. So what are moral values? Values you hold to yourself but do not force on others, such as right versus wrong, honesty versus dishonesty, or being service to others. These are moral values. So values that you hold for yourself but do not force on others. These are called moral values. Aesthetic values is in the related to the beauty. So personal standard of beauty as seen in the nature, in the art, in the sculpture, in the uh, appearance or music. So these are aesthetic values. Performance values are like the those benchmark that you set for yourself, uh, and upon achievement of those benchmarks you reward yourself. So such as accuracy, speed, and self-discipline, overall accomplishment, all these things come under performance values. And instrumental values are the means to achieve the goals set in your lives. For example, being loving, caring, obedient, friendly, independent, honest, ambitious. These are instrument values. They are the means, the characteristics that you develop in your personality uh, to develop some, uh, to get some or achieve some goals. Intrinsic values are the end values. That is what you want, what you want to see in your life, what you want to achieve in life, like happiness, a comfortable life, or a prosperous life, or uh, liberty or freedomness, or good friendship, or a successful or satisfying career. So all these are intrinsic values. So values are based on trust and faith. For example, uh, if you bow to your elders, you do away with your ego. Uh, the ego component goes from your personality if you are bowing before your elders. So if if they say something bad to you, you won't feel that much hurt. And for example, joint families have different uh, values than the nuclear families. In joint families, people are taught more values, and because they have uh, to keep them together, uh, every everyone must observe discipline and give away his freedom or independent opinions to some extent. So the overall in joint families, the values are stronger among the individuals. And values are governed by abstract ideals. That is, uh, they do not change with the time. Suppose with the time or in a given situation. So whatever values you have them in a given situation. They will not change. So uh, values and wants. Wants are different from values. The things we want are usually among the things we value, but values and wants are different. It is possible to want what one does not do not value, and it is possible to value what one does not want. For example, you value the president of India, president of some country like US. So you value the post of president, but you do not want to become president. Why? Because uh, there there are lot of compulsions. You have to behave in a particular way. You have to work long hours. You have to be dedicated, and so many things are there attached to that post, which need to be filled. So you may not want to do those things. So you value that post, but you do not want that for yourself. So there are type of value. There are five type of fundamental values, which are truth, peacefulness, right conduct, and ahimsa, non-violence, and love. So these five are fundamental values: right conduct, truth, peace, love, and non-violence. Values in conflict, that is dualism in the values. So values of societies are often in conflict. For example, poverty versus individualism. If the government has to alleviate the poverty, it has to launch certain schemes uh, which will hinder the personal freedom of some people. So uh, the this will be poverty alleviation programs may be in conflict with the individual freedom. And for example, death penalty versus deterrence of the crimes. If there is no death penalty can prevent uh, criminals to perpetrate crimes, but some people oppose it based on several uh, arguments. So if death penalty is removed, then the crime may increase. So uh, in uh, both are, although values, morals, ethically correct, but they are in conflict. If one is uh, boost, increased, then other decrease, or if one is pushed higher, then other will be pushed lower. The individual values can also be in conflict. Often personal values affect the two-sided nature of our culture's unresolved contradictory values. So in a given situation, you may find yourself at 2 points, uh, whether to do this way or this way. Who is right, who is wrong? These are the matter of individual choice based on both conscience and careful critical thinking. Okay, so this part is over. Thank